Glory. That's what Noah Lyles is aiming for at the Tokyo World Championships. The reigning Olympic gold medalist is not just looking for a win. He is there to silence his doubters. He did achieve that to some degree with a comeback win in a 200m race against Botswana's Lyles. Tobago 19.88 to 19.97 in Zurich last month, and now his eyes are set on breaking Usain Bolt's 200-meter world record 19.19 in Tokyo. That's been Noah Lyles' aim for the longest time. Back in August 2023, he said the 100 will be a lot closer once I get the first 10m down. So I'd say we're still quite a few years away from that one. But the 202 years max, the 2 years are up now. Can he break the world record in Tokyo? Well, Usain Bolt doesn't think so. The Jamaican star is also in Tokyo, attending his first World Athletics Championship since 2017 and will be awarding the medals to the athletes on the 100m podium at a Puma event in the city. Bolt spoke about his records. Records are bound to be broken someday, he stated, but with a grin he also added, however, there's no one in particular who looks likely to be able to break it right now. I'm not worried. That's a huge statement. Noah Lyles. Usain Thompson. Nope. Bolt believes his world record's 9.58 in the 100m and 19.19 in the 200m will be untouched in Tokyo. Talking of Noah, he said he's a different type of athlete than me. And also added, I'd like to keep an eye on who breaks it. World record. The only person who is in Tokyo and comes close to Bolt's 100 record is Usain Thompson, who clocked 9.75 in the Jamaican Nationals and took the 6th place in the all-time 100m list. The 100-meter world champion is at number 12, with a time of 9.79s from the finals of the Paris Olympics, though he is close to the 200-meter record back in the 2022 U.S. trials. Noah Lee clocked a time of 19.31s to become the third fastest man of all time in the 200m after Yen Blake 19.26 and Usain Bolt. Now that he has retained the same look, maybe there's a chance that he might do it. For that, Lyles will have to cut 0.12 of a second from his personal best, which is no mean feat. But if Bolt is to be believed, he doesn't think Noah Lyles will even win the 100-meter gold medal, let alone break his record. Usain Bolt counts Noah Lee out of the 100-meter gold and silver. Noah Lee form hasn't exactly been great this year, so much so that Usain Bolt has no trouble counting him out for the gold as well as the silver medal. At the Puma event, the Jamaican named 2 other sprinters who he believes are better placed to snatch the top 2 podium places. Usain and Oblique have already shown they are in shape. They should be 1 to 2 because they have proved throughout the season that they are on top and are running fast. Now it's just about one of them executing, and it should be fine. I'm very confident that they can get it done. And Bolt has got a point. Not only is Thompson's 9.75 closest to Bolt's 100-meter record as compared to the PBS of any other athlete currently in Tokyo, but it is also the fastest time anybody has legally clocked in the 100m in the last 10 years. Seville has also been consistently clocking sub-10s this season, while Lyles has struggled with injury and has only clocked a sub-10 once this season. Moreover, he has not won against the 2 sprinters this season at the London Diamond League. Oblique Seville left Noah Lyles trailing, crossing the line in 9.86s, while Lyles came in at 10.00. Less than a month later at the Cilicia Diamond League, Usain Thompson left Lyles behind, clocking 9.87 to Lyles' 9.90. Then just a few days later at the Lausanne Diamond League, Seville reminded everyone why he's such a threat, once again finishing ahead of the American Star 9.87 to 10.10. Now the three of them will face off in Tokyo. Do you think Usain Bolt is right with his predictions? Or will Noah Lyles bounce back and defend his gold medal? When Noah Lyles stepped onto the track at the World Championships, the energy inside the stadium was electric. The crowd was buzzing, the cameras flashing, and whispers carried through the stands about whether this was the night the heir to the sprint throne would finally shatter a record that had loomed like an unmovable mountain for over a decade. Everyone knew what was at stake. Usain Bolt's legendary 200-meter World Championships record of 19.19 seconds, a mark that seemed almost superhuman. For weeks, Lyles had teased the world with his form, smooth strides, outrageous acceleration, and confidence that bordered on theatrical. He had talked about chasing history, about being the man to finally pull the baton of greatness from Bolt's giant shadow. Yet, what unfolded that night wasn't just a race. It was a battle between eras, a clash of mythology, and a reminder that sometimes legends throw away more than just records. They throw away the chances of others trying to seize them. The build-up, a showdown written in lightning. Track and field, as always, thrived on rivalries, but this one was unique. Usain Bolt, long retired, wasn't even running. Still, his presence was everywhere. Highlight reels on the big screen. Chants of Bolt, 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 echoing from the stands, and a record etched in the minds of fans as the holy grail of sprinting. For Lyles, the mental game was as fierce as the physical one. He had dominated the season, lowering his times with ease, crushing rivals like Lyles Tebogo and Andre de Grasse, and silencing doubters who once questioned his consistency. Coming into the championships, commentators weren't asking if he could run fast. They were asking how close to Bolt's record he'd get, but there was an invisible weight on his shoulders. Every interview, every press conference, every headline was tied to one name: Usain Bolt. It was as if the Jamaican legend, though retired, was still in the lanes, towering over him. The race begins. Lightning versus legacy. When the starter's gun cracked, the stadium erupted. Lyles exploded out of the blocks, his drive phase crisp and clean. By the 100-meter mark, he was already pulling away, his long, efficient strides eating up the track. The roar of the crowd built with each step. Could this be it? Could this be the moment we've all been waiting for? Shouted the commentator as Lyles hit the curve with frightening speed. For a fleeting second, it looked inevitable. His form was perfect, his energy unmatched. The clock seemed ready to bow before him. But somewhere deep in the psyche of the sport, the spirit of Usain Bolt lingered. And then it happened. The Bolt effect. A shadow cast across the finish line. As Lyles entered the final 50 meters, fatigue clipped his wings. His head tilted slightly, his shoulders tightened, and the fluidity that defined his earlier stride faltered. The energy in the stadium shifted. It wasn't just about physical exhaustion. It was the weight of Bolt's ghostly presence. Fans rose to their feet, almost expecting the towering Jamaican to appear out of thin air and blaze past him. On the big screen, a replay of Bolt's 2009 Berlin run flashed in